Howdy gamers! I hope you all are having a fantastic... Whoa. Howdy gamers, I hope you... God damn. Howdy gamers, I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Today, I thought that I would do something a little bit different than what I normally do. For one, I don't think I've ever posted like a VRchat video here on YouTube, so this is a first, but I recently started picking up a different kind of hobby here in VRchat, and when I started it, I realized that there wasn't like a really good video that put everything that I needed to know into one video. So let me go into a little bit more explanation here. I recently started bartending here in VRchat. Now, what does that entail? What does bartending in VRchat entail? So there are two big major bars in VRchat. The Sunset Bar. Hello? There are two big major bars here in VRchat. There's the Sunset Bar and then there's the Midnight Bar. Now in both of these bars, if you are a staff member in those bars, you can make physical drinks for people. Now, both of these two bars have very, very different systems on how to make drinks. And today my goal is to give you a very basic rundown of each system. This video is probably going to be a little bit long, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd like the video and go into the comment section and just tell me about your day. Do you play VRchat? What's your favorite part of VRchat? Have you gone to VRchat bars before? Let me know if you've been having a great experience there. There are so many wonderful bars here a part of VRchat. Now, what does that mean? So, yes, we have our two main bar worlds, Sunset and Midnight. But within those two worlds, there are several bars that use that world to host their bar. Now, for instance, I am a part of two different bars. I am a part of Cherry Pop, what is it? I think it's just Cherry Pop Bar, I'm so sorry. Cherry Pop Bar and Anime Crusaders. Both of these bars, as far as I'm aware, occupy both Sunset and Midnight. It really just depends on how each world is performing. If we're not doing if we're having a lot of crashes on Sunset, we're gonna move to Midnight. If we're having crashes on Midnight, we're gonna move to Sunset, and vice versa. So, it really just depends. But there are lots of people who host bars within these two worlds. Some of them are exclusive to Sunset, some of them are exclusive to Midnight. It really just depends on which bar you go to. There are so many. Now, when I say that I'm working as a bartender at these bars, let me be very, very clear. I don't make money. These bars do not pay me. The management at these two bars do not pay me. You don't get money. This is a game, bro. We're just role playing. But that being said, you can make money from tips. So if you like your bartender's doing a good job, maybe toss a couple dollars their way, and let me tell you, they'll really appreciate it. So with all of that out of the way, I think I explained everything that I need to before we get into the actual systems. I think what we're going to do is start with Sunset first, because that's what I learned first. That's the system I learned first. So let's go ahead and move over to Sunset Bar. If you're curious and want to look up and join or go to these worlds yourself, the name for the actual world is Sunset Bar DVC, and it's created by Linji. Either way, I'll be putting links in the description to both of the pages on the VRchat website for these bars, so you can go and check them out yourself. I highly recommend, before you even start working for a bar, you go into these two bars in an invite instance and get yourself familiar with the system. Please do that, because let me tell you, it will save you a lot of pain and suffering. Alrighty, so let's do first things first. When you enter in the bar, this is the first thing you're gonna see. This is the big, massive bar here. Most of the time, most bars will have some special video playing or stuff like that. These two, the panels over here, the one that says High Roll Bar and the other one to the side, typically display banners and different stuff for bars that occupy the space. Cherry Pop Bar, that's the bar that I work for, one of them at least. And yeah, this is your main area. Everybody's going to be hanging out by the bar, but there are other places to sit. There's also a stage, so if anybody comes in and wants to perform on the stage, they can be given access to perform on the stage. There's booths for people who want to sit in the booths instead of at the bar. It's a really great world, I'm not going to lie to you. But we're not going to get into the semantics and stuff of the bar and the world itself. We are just talking about the bartending system today. Okay, so here we have our big bartending machine. This is the machine that makes the drinks. I'm going to go through and explain some of these buttons and tell you what they mean. I know it looks a lot. It looks like a lot. It looks really complicated, but trust me, it's not. It's not as hard as you think it is. So, let's go, we'll go panel by panel, all right? So, first up here, we have this is the liquor. This is all of the alcoholic stuff here, right? So you have light liquor, dark liquor, red liquor, and beer. And all of these buttons here are how much alcohol is in the drink. 60 is the lightest it gets. 190 is the highest it gets. Sunset and Midnight both have systems where when you drink in the game, it will give you kind of like a drunk effect. It'll make your screen look all whooshy and wobbly and it like the best way I can describe it is kind of like the GTA drunk system, like the drunk system in Grand Theft Auto, kind of like that a little bit. Just, you know, something to give you a general idea of what it's like. So you have that, and then over here you have you have cola, soda, and seltzer. These are different kinds of soda, or I say soda, but it's more like carbonated beverages. Down here is all of your flavors. You have fruity, sour, sweet, and energy. Depending on which one you pick, changes the color of the drink. I'm gonna make a couple just basic drinks, just to show you and give you an idea of what it's like. So for instance, let's go through the menu here. Fruity is going to change how red the drink is. Sour is going to change how green the drink is. Sweet is going to change how blue it is, and energy will change the brightness. It's like adding white to a drink. So if let's say we made a drink that was fruity and then we added energy to it, instead of it being red, it would make it look pink. So on and so forth. Down here are some extra little things. You have ice, coffee, milk, sugar, cream, hot chocolate, and foam/froth. That's basically just your special, like, little, I don't know, foamy stuff. I cannot tell you what blank does. I don't really know what it does, if I'm quite honest. I've used it, and I haven't seen, like, much of a difference. Maybe I just can't see it. Maybe I'm just, I'm just wrong. But from what I can tell, I can't see what it is. And then over there, those are just all the different kinds of glasses. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just, they're cups. It's just different kinds of cups. So let's make a basic drink here, right? Let's start off simple and we're going to make a beer, right? All you do for this is you make one beer and you can change the alcoholic to however you want. Personally, I like to do 100. Do a seltzer or soda. It depends on, however you're feeling. I don't like, you do what you want, bro. And then I'm going to add foam/froth because when you think of beer, what do you think of? You think of, like, when you think of a stereotypical beer, it's got that foamy stuff at the top. So you want the foam froth to give it more of that look. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to select a cup. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. Personally, I put it in a mug because it's just, I don't know, that's just what I think of. Anyways, or actually we're going to do a Stein because I have German family members and they always drink their beers in Steins. So that's what we're going to stick ours in. All you're going to do now is you're going to do pour. And it's going to pour your drink for you. Now, if you look over here, here's our beer. You can pick it up, you can hold it, and you can pick it up and hold it and pass it on to customers. If you take it and tip it upside down, it's just the liquid is just going to move around. And one of the great things about Sunset Bar in itself, sorry, the camera's kind of crooked, it's hard to get it straight in here. Anyways, one of the great things about Sunset in itself is when you get these drinks like this, you can take them, tip them up, and hold the trigger, and you will actually drink the drink. Now, what do you do with your glasses when you're done? Well, you can either be responsible and take them and put them in the sink, or you can take them and just throw them on the ground. It's important that you make sure that everybody you give a drink to, either you collect the glass or you make sure that they take that cup and put it on the ground. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why that's important. So, if you look over here at our machine, okay, let me show you up here, right? Up here, you see we have remaining glasses. Sunset has a limited glass system. So if I made a bunch of drinks, let's just say I kept pouring beers, right? You can see that changed to 19. We pour another one, it'll change to 18. That's how many glasses that we have left available. We have 18 glasses left available because I just poured 2 drinks. So you need to make sure that when people are done, you collect their glasses, put them in the sink, toss them on the ground, doesn't matter. Just make sure that you clear them, get rid of them, because otherwise you're going to run into some issues where you can't make any drinks because you ran out of glasses. Worst case scenario, if you need to, you can come over here to the computer and, oh my god, I drank the beer and I have a drunk effect going right now. Okay. I actually can't click on the tablet properly because of the drunk effect. So let me go ahead and run you through how to get rid of the drunk effect here at Sunset. So you can kind of see, like, I've got a drunk effect going. You can see it kind of smooshing and stuff like that while I'm walking, or well, with the circle camera. I don't know why it does that, but anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to come here to the bathrooms, right? If you've got a drunk effect, it becomes too much for you, you need to get rid of it. You're going to come over here to the bathrooms, and you're going to come over here, stand on top of the toilet, and just kind of like look down or stand on it, and it'll eventually get rid of the effect for you, so you won't have that weird dizzy effect. There is a way to turn it off in the world menu itself. If you just really don't want it at all, you just don't want to have that drunk effect, you can turn it off. Right, okay, so let's say that there's a bunch of glasses, you're running out and you can't figure, and you know, you can't find them, or there's just too many for you to collect in a reasonable amount of time. What you can do is come over here to the computer, this big old computer thing here. You can click on this little gavel thing here, and you can click reset tray or hard reset, and that will reset the number of glasses on the system and collect all of the glasses that are around the world, so you don't have to go and get them yourself. So one thing that I should take some time to explain to you is recipes. So when you work for a bar, assuming it's like every other bar, they're going to have a list of recipes for you to make, especially at this system. So Sunset currently, they just implemented classic drinks and some pre-made drinks that you can just select on a menu and pour yourself. But most bars will have a list of custom drinks that they make specifically at that bar. So for instance, at our bar, we have stuff like the Cherry Pup Special, Cherry Blossom, Cherry Blast, Uranium, I can't remember what it's called. It's like Uranium Fever or something like that, right? We have a whole list. Right? I'm not going to run through any of that. I'm not going to show you how to make any of those because most of those bars keep those recipes private to that bar. Because obviously, like, every bar has to have their own unique thing, and for most bars, their unique thing is their drinks, and they don't want those listed out there all over the place, because then every other bar is just going to be like every other bar. You're not going to get a different experience every time. So I'm not running through any of my bar's recipes today. If I show you any more drink making, it's just going to be basic stuff that I come up with off the top of my head, or basic stuff that anybody can make just without a recipe. So, right, so let's go over the fruity and flavor system here so I can show you how that works, right? So you can take any of these up here, any of these down here, and combine them with the flavor system. For simplicity, let's do a light liquor, and we'll set it to whatever, I don't care. And let's make a quick drink, right? So we'll set the fruity, and you can see here, up here, it's going to give you a very basic, like, preview of what your drink is going to look like, kind of. It's not going to look exactly like what's here. It's going to look a little different once it's poured. But that being said, so let's do fruity 5, let's do sweet 4, and energy 2. And you can see that is a really pink drink, right? We'll put some foam and froth in it. And I'm going to come over here to the other side, and we'll put it in a hurricane because a hurricane glass is really pretty. And we're going to click pour. And here we go. Here is our drink that we made. You can see that the flavor system, it changes the color of the drink. It changes how the drink is going to look very, very heavily. Now, if you use something like, instead of a light liquor, let's say we did a dark liquor instead. Let's pour that. Now you can see that this looks much different. Whoops, sorry. You can see that this looks much different than the light liquor one that we just poured. It looks a lot different, and it's going to change. It's going to look different every time depending on which one you pick. If we do a red liquor, it's going to have more of a red tint to it because it's red liquor. There's that. There's our red liquor drink. Let's say we wanted to do a beer. I don't know why you would want to, but you know, to each their own. Here we go. There's that. That's got a little bit of a yellow tint to it because beer is got a yellow tint. Now, you can also do this with stuff that's not liquor. You could do it with milk. You can do it with coffee. You can do it with hot chocolate. It doesn't matter. You can do these with any of these. Like, you can do the flavor system with anything. Here's the milk one. My opinion, doesn't really look that much different. Here's the coffee. And here's the hot chocolate one. As you can see, it changes. You can do anything with any of these, right? You can also you can add milk, cream, and sugar to make it even lighter. So for instance, if we take a light liquor here. Oh, also, if you need to reset the machine, like you want to make a whole different drink in general, just press reset up here. This also pours water, so if you select this, reset the machine, and click pour, it's going to pour a water instead of a normal drink. See, water. So let's say, so one thing I want to run through really quickly is energy. Energy, like I told you earlier, makes drinks lighter. It makes drinks really, really light. But if you make an energy drink, and combine a bunch of crazy stuff with it, you can get like a really bright drink. You can barely even tell that I'm holding a cup because of how bright it is. Energy is crazy. It lightens the drink, but it's very blinding. Now, this cup that's up here is not going to reset until you start putting other stuff into it. So if I click cola, you can see it changes it. It changed it from the previous drink that was made up here and changed it into something else. So I think that's about everything for the basics when it comes to the Sunset machine. Actually, wait. So let me run you through these new features that just got added to Sunset. So there are 2 menus now that are added to Sunset for you to make pre-made drinks. If you don't have, let's say you're just starting out or you're working at a new bar, they don't have their own custom menu yet, right? These are 2 menus that you can work with and serve people drinks from these. See, if we click one of these, I just clicked Sunset. You can click pour and it's going to automatically pour you whatever was there. Let's go and let's make a classic drink. Let's do a whiskey sour, right? It's automatically going to pour those drinks for you. Sunset drinks are more like, they're more fantasy drinks, stuff that stuff that isn't already established IRL, right? Classic drinks are things that are already established in the real world. Like, as you saw, you got a Jack and Coke, a Rose, whiskey sour, mojito. Those are all things that exist in the real life plane. Sunset drinks are things that are unique to Sunset Bar. Down here, you can see that there are new things coming soon. I personally am really excited about these new things coming soon. One of the best things about Sunset Bar and Midnight is that they are actively updating and bringing new things into the system, and it's really exciting. So I think that's about everything that you would need to know for a basic sense here at Sunset Bar. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Myself, or I'm sure other people who are a part of the bartending community here on VRchat, would be more than happy to help you answer your questions. With that being said, let's move over to Midnight Bar and introduce you to that whole system. You can see our little drink machine that's back there. It's a little funky thing. It looks nothing like the one at Sunset. Now let me run you through how to work this machine. So this machine is vastly different than Sunset's machine. We don't have all of the options and stuff that we did at Sunset. So I personally cannot tell you what most of these drinks here do, what all these little components here do. The only one that I know I can tell you 100% what it does is the Carmo. The Carmo is how much alcohol is in the beverage. You can put 0 for no alcoholic effect. You can go very high, I think all the way up to 20. You can go all the way up to 20 for a very, very strong drink. Now the difference between here and Sunset is you can black out if you drink too much alcohol. You have too much carm in your drink or in your player's system, you will black out. You will go and teleport to like an alley area and have to walk all the way back into the bar. It's crazy. I've done it several times. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a trip. So with that being said, let's run through the system here. All right, so I'm not going to try and pronounce a lot of these because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how to. But the way that Midnight system works here is very dependent on numbers. It's how many of each of these things that you add in here that's going to change the stuff. Now there's a whole recipe list for Midnight Bar that is very, very... you need to have this recipe list, right? I'm fairly certain that the recipe list is public. If it is not, I'll put something up on the screen, blur out the recipes if it's not, but with the 2 bars that I've worked at, both of the lists they have for Midnight, they're exactly the same. So I have to imagine that it's the same across every bar for Midnight. I don't think you can have custom drinks at Midnight yet. It's just not possible yet. So let's go here. I'm going to make probably one of the most important things that you will need to know. when you're making drinks here, right? You're gonna need to know how to make a cure. Now, instead, when you're at sunset, to get rid of the drunk effect that we had to go to the bathroom, correct? Here at midnight, you don't have that. The way that you get rid of the drunk effect is you drink a cure. So let's make a cure really quick, right? We're gonna take 3 of these, stick them in the mixer. All you do to put this stuff in the mixer is you literally just take it, drag it, it's gonna open up, drop it in. So 3 Bronson, 1 Delta, 2 Flanner. I can count, I swear. You're gonna age it, and you're going to, if I can reach, you're going to mix. And there's your cure. So there's one thing that I need to very quickly explain. When you make drinks here, and you click mix over here, you can tap it once and it will, you can tap it twice and it'll make stuff really quickly like this. But if you look at the recipe list, sometimes it'll have an image of a shaker. Now, what is that? That means that the drink is blended. Let's make a blended drink really quick so I can show you how to do that. Let's make a Grizzly Temple, right? This is a blended drink. So the ratios are 3 of these, 3 Bronsons, 3 Deltas, 0 Flanner, and 1 Carmo. Now it's blended. So what does that mean? You click here, tap, you can see it shaking. It's going to speed up. There it is. That's speeded up, and you're going to stop it. And that is a blended beverage. You have to be very careful. In my experience, the machine is very sensitive. Sometimes you can tap mix whenever you don't mean to. Sometimes you can click reset whenever you don't mean to. Now, what happens if you mess up the recipe, right? Are you going to get anything if you mess up a recipe? Let's do something very simple. Just toss a bunch of stuff in here, right? Mix, stop. This is what happens if you mess up the recipe, you don't get something right, or it's just not something that exists in the game. You're not going to get anything. You're going to get that. What the heck is that, man? What is that? All right. So, anyways, like I said before, when you drink in the game, you still have your drunk effect. Unfortunately, Midnights doesn't have the same really cool thing where you can take the drink and tip it up to your character, and it does the whole drink thing like that. All you do here at Midnight is you hold it and you press, if you're on Quest or like any VR stuff that has like triggers on it, you press your top trigger and it drinks it, and you're gonna get like a cool little woozy effect. I think personally Midnight's like drunk effect is a little bit more disorienting than Sunset's, but I think that's just me. That's just a me thing. So, like I said, when you drink your drink to get rid of the effect, you drink a cure. Making cures is one of the most important things that I think you need to know when working at Midnights. It's just, I can't express how important it is. If you get any recipe down like by heart, you know it, like just muscle memory, it's a cure. You need to know how to make a cure. There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of drinks on the Midnight's menu. There are so freaking many. I don't want to run into all of them today, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that the recipe list for Midnights is public and anybody can access it. If it is, I'll be sure to put a link to it in the description so you can go and get it and try these recipes out for yourself. If there's one system that I think you seriously need to have practice with before you start working at a bar, it is the Midnight system. I did not practice it before I started working at a bar that was using the Midnight world, and it was kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. But once you get the hang of the system, you get some of the recipes down pat and you start learning them and how to make them, it is much, much easier. It's not nearly as hard. And I think that is pretty much it when it comes to the drink systems in both Sunset and Midnights. Please be sure, if I missed anything or if there's something that I didn't explain correctly, please be sure to leave it in the comment section down below. Let's make this a giant space where everybody can come together and share their knowledge, and, you know, learn from each other, really. I think that honestly, bartending in VRchat is one of the most fun things that I've ever done, and I would love for more people to get into this and be able to thrive in this little community in VRchat. It's really great. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Like I said, we're aiming to make this a space to learn how to do this stuff. With that all being said, thank you so much for watching this. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this was probably a really long video, so if you stuck around all the way until the end, I really appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. If you want to show your support, please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to make more VRchat content, maybe record some of my bartending sessions so you guys can see what it's like to actually like work at a bar. Like just in you know, just an average day. So I really would like to do that. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. You should go down in the description and check out my Twitch. I stream there pretty frequently. I've been it's my most active platform. I'm not very active here on I'm not super active here on YouTube, but I am very active over on Twitch. If you want to keep track of what I'm up to and what I'm doing, following my Twitter or joining my Discord are the best ways to do that. Those are the two platforms that I use very, very often. Otherwise, my card should be linked down in the description so you can see all of my other social medias. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for hanging out. Bye!